Thank you for joining us for this Ancestral Homes Network tutorial on adding a home to the database. User contributions are the foundation of the Ancestral Homes app, and today we hope to show you how easy it is to contribute one of your own. We're assuming, for the sake of this tutorial, that you've already created an account with us and logged in. If you haven't, and would like assistance doing so, you can find a tutorial for that here. To add a new home to the database, start by clicking Add Home up here in the top navigation bar. It will bring you to the first step of the Add a Home form, which looks like this. At the top of the page, you'll find some general instructions for filling out the form, followed by a progress bar that will keep track of which step in the process you're on and what's left to do. The rest of the page is taken up by the Add a Home form itself. This is where you'll be typing in all of the information about the home you'd like to add. The full form is split into steps, each focusing on a different kind of information that you might want to add. This page walks you through gradually, one step at a time. Finally, you'll notice some buttons at the top and bottom of the screen. There are two separate places to ask for help, a button for saving unfinished entries as a draft, and some navigation buttons. I'll get into how those work as we go. Focusing back on the Add a Home form, you'll notice that the first step for adding a home is to pinpoint its location. This is the only step of the process that's completely mandatory, since we need to be able to show all of the homes in the network on a map. There are 3 different ways to enter the location of a home. The quickest one is to type in the address of the property if you know it, and then click the search icon. It will show you the location you've chosen as a little red icon on a map, with coordinates and country filled in automatically. If you don't know the address of your ancestral home, or it doesn't have one, there are 2 other options to choose from, either visually, by pointing the approximate location out on a map, or by typing in exact geographical coordinates. For the map option, clicking the Map button opens up a map of the world. Controls work the same as the ones on Google Maps. You can click and drag to move the map around, or use this round button on the bottom right to bring up a set of navigation buttons that do the same thing. You can move up, down, left, and right, like this. To zoom in and out, use the plus and minus buttons. Once you've gotten close to the location of your ancestral home, click the spot on the map where it's located, and a red marker will appear to indicate the location you've chosen. Coordinates and country name will fill in automatically. If you need extra precision, the third option for entering a location is to type in the specific coordinates yourself. Fill in the latitude and longitude fields here and here. Latitude must be between positive and negative 90 degrees, while longitude must fall between positive and negative 180. North and east are positive numbers, while south and west are negative. If you type an invalid coordinate, you'll see some red warning text and won't be able to proceed with adding a home until you've fixed it, and the progress bar will turn red to indicate that there's a problem. The navigation button at the bottom of the page will also turn gray instead of green, preventing you from moving on to the next step. At any point in this process, if your next button is gray, you can hover over it to see what's wrong. If you're really stuck and can't figure out why the button is still grayed out, you can use either of the help buttons to request one of the Ancestral Home team members to take a look and let you know what's going on. Regardless of how you choose to enter the information, once it's been correctly added, you'll end up on a screen that looks like this. You can make any adjustments to the form fields that you like, and can adjust your chosen location by either editing your coordinates or clicking different spots on the map on the left. Once you're happy with the location you've chosen, scroll down to the next navigation button and click it. Once a location has been filled in, the Add a Home form becomes a lot more customizable. This list of checkboxes each represent a different section that you can add to the Add a Home form. You can include as many as you like, but we request that you choose at least one to keep entries on the site as useful as possible. The options are family names and residence, location details, census, property details, family and property events, photos, and references. We'll be going over each of them in this video, but if you need a reminder of what each of these are for, you can hover over the information icon next to each one to see a more detailed description of the kind of information we'll expect. Once I pick at least one topic from the list, you'll notice that the Choose Details step of the progress bar turns green, indicating that I've met the requirements. You'll also see a new node pop up in the bar, indicating that I've added that section to my form so I can fill it out. Once I've chosen the topics I want, I can click the Next button. The Family Names and Residence section is used to record details about individual residents that lived in the ancestral home. To add your first one, click this prompt here. This will bring up a variety of fields to fill in. Add as much or as little information as you want. The occupancy, birth, and death date fields expect information in a specific date format. You can either type in the information by hand, using a year, month, day format, or choose the date from a calendar. If you only have approximate information for one of these fields, you can click the Approximate checkbox, and you'll be able to type in what you know in whichever format you choose. Please note that approximate date information cannot be used for other users' home searches. When you're done, click the Add Resident button to save that person in a list. You can repeat the process for as many residents as you like. If you notice along the way that you've made a mistake or forgotten something, you can click the pencil icon to edit someone you've already added, or the delete icon to remove them altogether. Next up is the location detail form. Unlike the basic location section that you've already filled in, this page allows you to get more granular about the place that your home is located, including details like subdivision, parish, map series, and any additional notes that you deem pertinent. You can fill in as many fields as you like by hand, or give yourself a head start by clicking the Autofill Location button at the top of the page. It will fill in as many details as it can, based on the coordinates you provided in the first step. Next, we'll be filling in census information. Like the residence section, start by clicking the prompt to bring up a series of fields to fill in. Year is a number, while the country, townland, and residence links are meant to hold URL addresses to digital copies of the census on the internet. If you have your own copy of the census to include, you can click here to open your computer's file explorer, then choose the census files you'd like to upload. Please note that we only accept computer files in PDF format. Once you're done, click Save Census. You can repeat the process as many times as you like. As with residents, censuses can be edited or removed using the Edit and Delete buttons next to the entry. Our next section of the form is property details. This is where we'll fill in information about the home itself, the year it was built, any special names it was referred to by, a general description, and physical details like the number of rooms or the type of roof it had. Family and property events is a place to record noteworthy historical or personal events that impacted the property or its inhabitants. It works just like the resident and census sections. Start by clicking the prompt, then fill in the fields. In this case, we expect the year that the event occurred and a description of what it was. Once finished, you can click Save Event. You can repeat this process as many times as you like and edit or remove your entries with the Edit and Delete buttons in each row. Up next is the step for adding photos. Click the prompt to bring up your computer's file explorer, then choose all the photos you'd like to add. If there's a specific photo that you would like to be used first and shown on the home page and in search cards, we recommend choosing just that one to start. Once you're satisfied with your photo selection, click the Upload All Photos button and add them to your home. They'll show up at the top of the page once they've been uploaded. If you'd like to add more photos, simply click the Upload box and pick them from your file explorer again. If you decide to delete a photo, you can do so by hovering over it and clicking the delete icon. Finally, if you used external resources like books or web pages to complete your entry, you can cite them in the References section. Simply click the prompt to add a reference, fill in the fields, and click Save Reference. Repeat the process as many times as you like. Finally, it's time to proceed to the Review section. This page gives you an idea of exactly what your home will look like when it's displayed on the Ancestral Homes site. Give it a read-through and make sure that everything looks the way you want it to. If something looks off, you can use the progress bar above to jump between sections you've already filled out. For example, if I decide that I'd like to add another event to my timeline, I can click on the Family and Property Events node to be taken back to that part of the form. Once I'm done, I can use the back and next buttons to move around, or jump straight back to the review section using the progress bar. Finally, once I'm satisfied, I can click Submit. This adds the home to the Ancestral Homes database so that other users can view and search for the property. Congratulations, you're done! We thank you for contributing to the archive and hope you'll come back to add more.